As an assessor, establish the context and purpose of assessment. The assessor must familiarize self with the qualification or unit of competencies to be assessed. Ensure that the assessment site complies with the relevant occupational health and safety requirements. Ensure that the assessment resources are available. The assessor must ensure that the tool, equipment, and facilities are ready and available in the assessment site before the assessment starts. A checklist of tools, equipment, and facilities must be on hand to help the assessor monitor the availability and completeness of the tools, equipment, and facilities, which is available in the assessor's guide. Plan and prepare the evidence gathering process. The assessor shall receive the assessment package composed of the following: copy of the assessor's guide, specific instruction to the candidate, competency assessment results summary, written report, written test, answers sheet, rating sheets according to the method of assessment to be used corresponding to the number of candidates. Prepare the candidate. The assessor shall introduce him or herself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Precious Capete, an accredited competency assessor for Computer System Servicing NC2. Here is my ID with 1234 number as a proof and evidence.
Acknowledge the presence of the processing officer, AC manager, and test the representative.
I would like to acknowledge the presence of Hilda Damot, our processing officer, Danny Sababa, our AC manager, and Hanime Brescia, our representative from Testa Provincial Office. You do not have to worry about their presence. They are here to oversee the conduct of competency assessment and to check if the conduct is in accordance with the prescribed competency assessment methodologies and procedures. They will not assess you.
Check attendance and identity of candidates and collect the admission slips.
Before we start, kindly submit your admission slips. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The assessor must instruct the candidates to assign on the attendance sheet.
As I call your name, please acknowledge and sign the attendance sheet. Salcedo Francia, Ababa Danis, Damot Hilda, Mersha Hanime.
Present to the candidates an accomplished application form with a self-assessment guide and explain its significance.
I have here with me your application form and self-assessment guide. This is an indication that you know and can perform all the units of competence enumerated for computer system servicing and C2.
Conduct orientation to the candidates. The assessor must explain the context and purpose of the assessment.
I would like to welcome each of you in our assessment center for computer system servicing NC2. The purpose of the assessment for computer system servicing NC2 is to determine the level of your competency.
Qualification are units of competency to be assessed.
Today, I am going to administer competency assessment for computer system servicing NC2. The qualification for computer system servicing NC2 is composed of the basic, common, and core competencies. But we will be focusing on the core units of competencies, namely install and configure computer systems, set up computer networks, set up computer servers, and maintain and repair computer systems and networks.
Task to be performed and evidence to be collected.
The different tasks to be performed for our computer system servicing and C2 assessment are the following: assembling and disassembling of computer, bandwidth control, peer-to-peer, and PC inventory. We will collect evidences through demonstration, written test, and oral questioning. In demonstration, I will give you time allotment to perform the task. These assessment methods can help to measure your underpinning skills and knowledge. In oral questioning, you need to answer at least 8 out of 10 questions to be considered satisfactory.
Personal needs of the candidates to be considered during the assessment.
For your personal needs, the laboratory and comfort rooms are located at the end of the hallway. You can also take your meal at our canteen, which is located at the lobby. However, during the assessment, you are not allowed to leave the premises of the assessment center.
Allowable or reasonable adjustment when applicable.
If you have difficulty understanding the given instructions, please do not hesitate to inform me because I am willing to translate it for you. Also, during the written examination, if you have dilemma writing down your answers, don't be shy because we can accept your answers verbally.
Do's and don'ts during assessment.
If you have concerns, questions, and there's a need for you to clarify the matter concerning the assessment, you may ask for I am willing to assist you. But once the assessment has started, please refrain from asking questions because it is no longer allowed. We also have the do's and don'ts to follow. For do's, wear PPE, follow OHS standard, proper use of the tools and equipment, and for don'ts, cell phones are not allowed. Eating is not allowed inside the assessment area. No one is allowed to leave the assessment area while assessment is still ongoing. We also consider allowable adjustment. Is there anybody here taking medicine every after 4 hours? If have, please approach me so that I will give you time to take your medicine. If you have concerns, questions, or there's a need for you to clarify matter concerning the assessment, you may raise your hand because I am more than willing to assist you. But when the assessment has already started, please refrain from asking questions. It is no longer allowed. The same token, during the assessment, if you have physical or any form of difficulties, do not hesitate to call my attention so we can address it immediately.
Rights and appeal system.
In case you have any questions regarding the assessment result, you have the right to appeal. You can submit your appeal to the TASTA Provincial Office where the assessment center and assessor are accredited.
Issuance of the national certificate or certificate of competency.
For the issuance of the national certificate, the AC manager shall inform you where you can claim your national certificate within 5 working days after the assessment.
Reassessment procedure.
After the assessment and you found that you are not yet competent, don't worry about it. You can be reassessed anytime at your own convenience. In case the assessment is full qualification, you have to undergo the whole assessment process. If you are found to be competent in some unit of competencies, your assessment will be focused on the unit of competencies that you are found to be not yet competent. Also, if you fail two consecutive assessments, you will be advised to take a refresher course before applying for the assessment.
Occupational health and safety requirements.
During the actual assessment, please observe safety as you perform different tasks. Make sure to check on your electrical equipment before applying. Avoid pulling the cord as you unplug equipment. Observe proper body mechanics when lifting heavy equipment to avoid back injuries. In case accident occurs, please call my attention right away so that proper first aid will be administered. In case you need a first aid, we have a first aid cabinet at the right side of the hallway.
Confidentiality of assessment outcomes.
With regards to the result of your assessment, we observe strict confidentiality. This is to ensure your integrity. The result will only be available for authorized personnel and to the institution where you had your actual training. In relation to this, the assessment packet is placed in the secure place to guarantee the integrity of the assessment package. In light to this, every candidate is requested to refrain from giving away any form of information that took place during the assessment process.
Provide each candidate of a copy of specific instruction to the candidate.
If you don't have any questions or clarification, I will now give you the copy of specific instructions. Please read them carefully for about 10 minutes and do not hesitate to ask questions. I may be able to translate it from English to your local dialect. If you need assistance, then I will be more than willing to assist.
Assign numbers to the candidates.
I will now assign your candidate number based on the attendance sheet. Here is your number.
Instruct candidate number 1 and 2 to proceed to the assessment area while the other candidates stand by in the waiting area.
Everybody must be ready now. Candidate number 1 and 2, you may now proceed to the assessment area. And for the rest of the candidates, please remain. I will just call your number. Thank you and please wait.
Collect the evidence and make the assessment decision. To stimulate the assessment process, 4 candidates will be shown performing the same task in this video. 2 candidates will represent being competent, while the other is not yet competent. Explain the candidate the task to be performed.
Candidate number 1, this is your assessment area where you are going to perform assemble and disassemble of computer for 1 hour. Also, candidate number 2, this is your assessment area where you are going to perform assemble and disassemble of computer for 1 hour. Candidate number 3 and 4, you may now proceed to your assessment area. Candidate number 3, this is your assessment area where you are going to perform set up computer network for 3 hours. Also, candidate number 4, this is your assessment area where you are going to perform set up computer networks for 3 hours.
Conduct assessment in accordance with methodologies specified in the evidence plan and the specific instruction for the competency assessor. Implement the evidence gathering process and ensure its validity, reliability, fairness, and flexibility. Observe the candidate and keep notes of the candidate's performance during the entire conduct of the assessment. This note will be used for the provision of feedback to the candidate's performance. Collect appropriate evidence and match compatibility to the elements, performance criteria, range of variables, and evidence guide in the relevant unit of competency. Judge the evidence in terms of the dimension of competency, task skills, task management skills, contingency management skills, and job or role environment skills. Judge the evidence in terms of validity, consistency, currency, authenticity, and sufficiency. After the demonstration, the candidate will be asked a series of questions based on her performance during the assemble and disassemble of the computer for the oral questioning. The candidate number 1 are able to answer all the questions asked by the assessor.
After testing the assembled product, you have noticed that the product is not working. What are the possible causes?
Sir, my answer to the question is check the product if it is properly connected.
Okay.
The candidate number 2 are also able to answer all the questions asked by the assessor.
If after assembling a brand new computer, the monitor that does not display any image or character, what may be the possible solution in this problem?
So the possible solution to this problem is to check the power on switch and check the monitor cable.
Okay. We now proceed.
The candidate number 3 are able to answer the questions, though some of their answers is incorrect.
Where should you keep peripheral cards or computer memory cards?
My answer is bag anti-static.
Okay.
The candidate number 4 are also able to answer the questions, though some of their answers is incorrect.
What should you do if suddenly there is a lightning storm that occurs while assembling the computer?
Cover the window and the monitor with a blanket.
Okay.
Record on rating sheet details of evidence collected and judgment made about the candidate's performance. Provide feedback on the assessment. The assessor must provide candidate about the outcomes of the assessment process. For positive feedback, competent.
Date number 1, please sit down. How do you feel about the assessment?
Well, sir, I am confident that I was able to perform some of required competencies.
Okay, thank you.
Summarize the performance of the candidate during the whole assessment process.
My observation coincide with your opinion. You are in that competent in performing the different skills for computer system servicing and C2.
Inform the candidate on areas she needs to improve on.
However, I have observed that you did not clean your area before leaving to maintain sanitation and prevent accident. Furthermore, you are not confident in answering the questions during the oral questioning.
Discuss the specific task done well by the candidate.
Nevertheless, You are able to answer all the questions correctly, and the result of the written test showed that you are knowledgeable enough about computer system servicing and C2. In this manner, I would like to congratulate you to a job well done. We found out that you are competent. Please sign the competency assessment result summary.
In providing negative feedback, it is recommended that you carry out the following recommendations. Be positive without raising any false expectations.
Candidate number 3, please sit down. How do you feel about the assessment?
Sir, I feel so nervous because I forget the proper assembling of the computer and I almost passed out during the assessment.
Identify whether any parts of the assessment needs to be repeated, and if so, which parts.
Really? So in that manner, what will you do if you will be asked to demonstrate assembling and disassembling of computer again?
I will try my best to control my fears and focus on the task being asked.
Suggest further learning or practice to fix the gaps.
So what did you learn from the session?
I have learned that I should review on the knowledge and skills for me to become confident, and also I will change my negative attitude towards learning and I will try to focus and practice.
Emphasize and explain the results. Which competency has been and has not been achieved?
Miss Hilda Damot, you were able to assemble and disassemble the computer. Actually, you're very good at it. However, you were not able to wear the anti-static wrist strap to protect the computer parts and ESD. Also, you were not able to place the expansion cards on the proper placement.
Arrange further opportunity for candidate to complete assessment requirements.
Based on the result of my observation during the demonstration, the outcome of the assessment is that you are not yet competent. However, you can be reassessed anytime at your convenience. Ms. Damot, if you have doubts regarding the assessment results, you have the right to appeal. You can submit your appeal to the TESDA provincial office, where the assessment center and assessor are accredited. Well, would you please sign the competency assessment results summary? Do you have any questions?
No, sir, I have no further questions.
Thank you very much. For the issuance of the National Certificate Level 2 and COC, the AC Manager shall inform you where you can claim your cars. Within 5 working days after the assessment, you can apply your NC2 certificate or COC certificate at TESDA Provincial Office. And please bring passport size picture with color and white background and 50 pesos for the processing fee.
Record and report result. The assessor shall record the assessment outcome. Ensure rating sheets are signed by the candidate after providing feedback. Accomplish the competency assessment results summary. Submit to Assessment Center Manager assessment reports. The Assessment Center Manager will give the documents to the processing officer to accomplish the Registry of Workers Assessed and Certified. Sign Registry of Workers Assessed and Certified. After accomplishing the Registry of Workers Assessed and Certified, the processing officer will ask the assessor and the assessment center manager to sign before passing it on together with the other documents to the tester representative. The tester representative will then deliver the documents to the designated TESDA office.